Growing up, your parents probably told you to gargle with salt water to help the occasional sore throat. Although it may sound like a bit of an old wives' tale, there is considerable evidence backed by science now to prove that gargling with salt water is beneficial for a sore throat. Not just that, gargling with this simple mixture of warm water and salt has many other benefits. And in today's video, we'll be telling you about them. From maintaining your pH levels, clearing nasal congestion, providing relief from tonsillitis, eliminating bad breath to relieving mouth ulcer pain, and many more. Number 1. Soothes inflammation and prevents infection from returning. The addition of salt to a glass of warm water used as a gargle creates an osmosis effect where the concentration of salt draws fluids from your mouth and throat tissues to relieve a painful infection. It also breaks up thick mucus, which can remove irritants like allergens, bacteria, and fungi from your throat. For this reason, saltwater gargles can help alleviate throat inflammation caused by seasonal allergies, colds, and sinus infections. But the simple mixture can also prevent an infection from striking twice. The osmosis effect that helps your throat is also effective at drawing out harmful pathogens on your gum tissues and creating a salt barrier that helps prevent the return. Number 2. Reduces respiratory infections. A 2005 study used a test group of 400 people split into two groups. One group was asked to gargle salt water 3 times a day. The other group was not. After a test run of 60 days during flu season, the group of people who used saltwater gargles saw a 40% decrease in upper respiratory tract infections compared to the other group. For those who did get sick, their bronchial systems were helped by the saltwater gargle. A clinical study in Japan also recently showed that using saltwater gargle can reduce the chance of upper respiratory infection by as much as 40%. Number 3. Treats dental plaque and prevents gingivitis. Saltwater gargles may treat and prevent dental plaque and gingivitis. Plaque is a sticky film of bacteria that forms on the teeth and along your gum lining. If left untreated for too long, it can harden into tartar and eventually develop into gingivitis. Gingivitis is caused by swollen, painful gums. It can also lead to more serious oral diseases and loss of teeth. The best way to prevent this is by gargling with warm salt water a few times a week. This helps remove the plaque buildup on your teeth, which ultimately prevents gingivitis as well. Number 4. Eases sore throat. A sore throat can be a result of bacterial or viral infections or allergic reactions. Gargling with salt water can help relieve the condition. Saltwater gargle works on the same principle as osmosis. It makes the environment in your throat inhospitable for bacteria or virus. The solution flushes out the infection-causing microbes. Saltwater gargle can help prevent several infections and keep your mouth clean. Number 5. Helps balance pH levels in your mouth. Salt water neutralizes acids caused by invading bacteria. This in turn helps keep a balanced pH level in your mouth. The bacteria would much prefer a steamy, acidic home, which would also help prevent gingivitis. Number 6. Clears mucus and relieves nasal congestion. Gargling with warm salt water may help thin out the mucus buildup in your respiratory tract and nasal cavity and expel it. This reduces inflammation and may relieve throat pain. The warm salt water also flushes out the bacteria and virus, which may otherwise lead to congestion. Limited research is available at this point, and more studies are required to conclude. Anecdotal evidence shows that saltwater gargles may relieve nasal congestion. Number 7. Eases tonsillitis. Tonsils can get inflamed due to a bacterial or viral infection and lead to symptoms like sore throat, troubled swallowing, and a yellow-white coating on the tonsils. Gargling with warm salt water can help relieve the pain in your throat and ease some of these symptoms. Number 8. Fights bad breath. If your mouth is sensitive to traditional alcohol-based mouthwashes, saltwater rinses are a cheap and natural alternative for fresh breath. The oral bacteria that the salt water helps fight off can be responsible for everything from gingivitis to bad breath. Swish with salt water after lunch or your coffee break and enjoy fresh breath without the intense sting of alcohol-based mouthwashes. Plus, saltwater rinses help remove particles of food that are stuck between your teeth. If left there, those particles could irritate and inflame your gums. That could mean more cavities and more trips to the dentist. Number 9. Avoids and fights Candida. Candida is a fungus that inhabits your mouth, but several alterations like pH balance and the suppression of the immune system can cause an overgrowth of yeast in the mouth and throat. This condition is commonly known as oral thrush. It presents itself through white spots in the oral area and a difficulty to swallow. Saltwater gargles can reduce the symptoms when you already have the infection. It can also help prevent it. If the condition is severe, you should seek medical help. Number 10. Soothes canker sores. Canker sores are those small, bothersome ulcers that you get in your mouth. They're sensitive and painful. They can be caused by a myriad of reasons, like accidentally biting the inside of your cheek, sensitivity to certain foods, or hormonal fluctuations during menstruation. Pain caused by canker sores and bleeding gums can be lessened by saltwater gargle, which is why it is a trusted go-to remedy. Number 11. Protects your tooth enamel. Salt water has one mineral that can not only stop but even reverse tooth decay, and that is fluoride. The fluoride in salt water prevents loss of minerals from the tooth enamel and helps strengthen it. It also neutralizes the acids in your mouth that attack and weaken the enamel on your teeth. Number 12. It can relieve the pain from cancer sores. One frequent side effect of chemotherapy is the painful swelling of the mucus cells in the throat, which creates painful mouth and throat sores. Salt water can reduce that inflammation, reducing the pain, and also helps protect these sores from bacterial growth. Number 13. Provides relief from toothaches. A toothache occurs due to the buildup of pus in the center of your tooth as a result of a bacterial infection. A saltwater gargle may relieve the pain by flushing out some of the fluid from the tooth. You can rinse your mouth with salt water every few hours. Salt is a natural disinfectant and may help ease the swelling in tissues. Number 14. May ease allergy symptoms. Some allergies, such as hay fever, can cause your nasal passages and throat to swell, which can be uncomfortable. Gargling with salt water will not prevent the allergy, but it may help alleviate some of the throat discomfort. Now that you know the benefits of gargling with salt water, we'll tell you how you can prepare a saltwater gargling solution. Start by bringing 8 ounces of warm water to a rolling boil for about 10 minutes. Turn off the heat. Now add 1 teaspoon of salt to it. Let the water stand until it's cool enough to rinse but warm enough to dissolve the salt completely. Gargle the water at the back of your throat for as long as possible. Swish the water around your mouth and teeth after that. Spit or swallow as per your convenience. However, during infections, it's best to spit the water out. Do not consume too much salt water as it can cause dehydration. Drinking too much salt water can also lead to calcium deficiency in the body with high blood pressure. So, are there any side effects to saltwater gargling? Saltwater gargling doesn't have any serious side effects, but there are some ways that it can affect you negatively. First, gargling with salt water that has too much salt in it can dehydrate the lining of your throat and make it hurt even more. Second, engaging in saltwater gargling every day for a long period can often soften the enamel of your teeth and gums due to its acidic content, so make sure you limit it to just 2 or 3 times a week if you don't have a sore throat. And last, make sure you spit out the salt water after gargling. Swallowing too much salt water can be harmful as consuming excessive sodium can increase your risk of developing cardiovascular disease. Have you ever used a saltwater gargle? Was it helpful to you? Let us know in the comment section below. Enjoyed this video? Hit like, share, and subscribe to Bestie. Wait! What kind of Bestie are we if we don't tell you about our other awesome videos? Go ahead, choose the left or right video, and enjoy.